Hello everyone, my name is Carlie Hamilton and I am here with you today to do another Wedding Wednesday video, and I'm hoping to get this up to you on a Friday. So yes, so this is a Wedding Wednesday video, which is a challenge that I'm doing with Angie. Check her channel out and check out her videos. We're basically just challenging each other to scrap our wedding photos, rather. And each week we are challenging each other to do something a little bit different. In this video, it was a challenge that I chose, which was to use circles. And in my head, I had a really brilliant plan of lots of different embellishments with a whole heap of circles. In the end, I think it turned out much more minimalistic, but that's okay. That's fine. I was still inspired by the challenge. So here you can see these photos here are from when we've just finished the ceremony, and I can't remember exactly. I believe it's just we've just said we now pronounce you husband and wife or whatever they say, and we turned around and smiled at the crowd. I think that's when it was. I could look through my album and see the exact chronological events, but I won't. So here's my first circle that I'm thinking of introducing, and that's a doily from Freckled Fawn. And I'm thinking of sticking it behind my photos mats, but first I want to get my mats, I guess, all stuck down just so that I know how everything's going to look. So I'm just trimming down the side because I don't want that blue piece of paper to go all the way across the page. So I'm left with a little bit of an asymmetrical, I guess you could say, with the spacing of the mat. So I try a few different doilies, and I actually decide to try and use up some of those ones that I've already chopped in half. And with that one there, I discovered that I'd chopped two doilies together, so I pulled them apart. And I quite liked that one up the top there, and I wanted to use more, but I couldn't really get it working, so I didn't. My other ideas for circles were to use a whole heap of buttons and maybe some brads or some like flare buttons, those kind of things. So I'm rummaging through my little box that has all my pink and brown embellishments in there. And in a moment I'm going to go through my blue one. I'm finding, you may or may not know, at the moment we're getting ready to move house. We've had to move because the owners of our place here that we're living at are selling, and the good news is that we have found a place to move. So we are going to be moving in about 2 weeks. So that means that I've started packing up a lot of my scrapbooking stuff, and everything is a bit of a mess at the moment. One example is I really wanted to use my Sharpie pens. I couldn't find them anywhere, so I'm using right now one of my Japanese markers that I got when I was in Japan, and it's a little bit old now, so it's running out a bit, but it managed to work all right for this layout, which is great. But yeah, because everything is, I'm kind of one of those scrapbookers that likes to have everything out in front of me, and I use what I see, and if it's tucked away in a drawer, then I am less likely to use it. And I kind of like my system because that means I can, have I call it an embellishment center. I just have it out on my desk, a whole heap of embellishments that I want to use on like my current pages that I'm making, and it makes it really quick and easy to pick out embellishments and to get a page done. So because everything is sort of packed away in its drawers, ready to be moved, I am finding it a little bit harder to embellish my pages. So I decide as another circle sort of element that I'm going to use these rub-ons that I recently got. They're Heidi Swap rub-ons, and they look like sequins. And they had some circle sequins in that navy blue, dark blue color. So I have decided that I'm going to use those circles on my page, and my plan is, I have no plan, I just want to randomly scatter them all over the page. I think I've said before in other videos that I'm not a fan of rub-ons, and like what I'm doing now is sort of the easiest way possible to use rub-ons, like the less fuss. I think the reason why rub-ons and I don't work is because I'm not one of those people that want to just take a whole heap of care and time with them. That's just too fiddly. So I'm just a bit rushed and everything. So I think I have a lack of patience for rub-ons, and that's why we just don't have a really good relationship with each other. So sticking down a few more things and deciding on places. As you can see there, I've got some circles on the page. Goal achieved. This here is another like little unorganized drawer of all my it's supposed to be all my pink and brown embellishments, but at the moment it is the top drawer. It is a little bit of a dumping ground for some random embellishments as well. So yeah, I'm going through that, trying to find some more embellishments that I can use to make this page a little bit more complete. And here's my blue and green drawer. So it's a little basket that I keep in my my drawers. And yeah, I don't really find anything that grabs my attention in that one. Here is a little container full of I call it my neutrals, so my blacks, whites, also like silver and golds and stuff and like that are in there. And I pull out an ampersand from that box. These are like little gem things that are from Queen & Company, and I got them in a recent Studio Calico Project Life kit. And again, with the circles, I decided that they would be perfect on this page. I really like these actually. They're relatively inexpensive, so I might want to get some other colors. They're kind of like a corrugated, I guess you could call it, a top like surface to them, and it gives them just this really interesting like look on the page. So yeah, I quite like them. I think they're really cheap too. I've seen them in shops. So now is the time that I decide to put on a title for this page, and because it's sort of like it's one of those photos where it's our first seconds together as married people, I decided to call it Mr. and Ms. Introducing Mr. and Ms. So I incorporate that ampersand, and I put introducing with these daily flash letters. The other part of the title was with some really old Doodlebug letter stickers. So whack down introducing, and then I pretty much have the whole page done. I decided, I think I look at it for a bit and really can't think of anything more to do with it. I know that this has been fairly 101 scrapbooking, but it is still a little bit more interesting than some of my older pages, which I used to do when I was new to scrapbooking. So I'm quite satisfied with this layout. I think it's, it does the job. It will look great in my album. So yeah, everyone, thank you so much for watching. I hope you did get something out of this video. Let me know what you think in the comments below. I'm sorry that I haven't been around as much as usual. As you know, things are going a bit crazy in my life at the moment, but I'm hoping that things will settle down soon and I'll be back to your regularly scheduled vlogger and blogger. Anyway, thank you everyone so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye.